smokes and mirrors. Our industry is full of vaporware companies. There's lots of companies that are making drawings of electric bikes and
Yeah, there's a lot of those out there.
that can do this and that, and you know, sending out press releases.
It's a wonder what you can do with new software.
With,
you know,
with Photoshop and an editing tool to write a press release.
Yep.
So what happens is that, you know, we use a cell-based manufacturing system in our manufacturing, which means we build components. We have, this shop is our pre-assembly shop, and again, there's no one working in here today because, frankly, we've shut down for now as we're
retooling, right?
Well,
yeah.
if you were here just a few weeks ago, or if you come back in just a few weeks, you'll see all of these stations manned. And what each station does is each station is required for a different component of the bike. Starting over here with the controller, the charger, and the harness. We have a protocol for all the pieces and parts that go into it, an assembly procedure, any special notes about it. And there's a technician that's here that's dedicated to taking all the smaller parts and building them into full assemblies.
Yeah.
Then what happens is they're putting on here, as each assembly is done, this is a motorcycle. Actually, this is 2 motorcycles.
Oh, okay.
So they'll fill these plates out with seats, tailpods, 2 of each.
Right.
Because each cell is capable of building from scratch 2 motorcycles a day.
Oh, okay.
So on this crate, as it go, and this cart will go from station to station here,
and
be
pieces
loaded
get added
with
then.
the sub-assemblies,
right?
And then it's taken into the manufacturing over here and assembled.
Okay.
So here, the handlebar assembly, for example, with the horns and switches and throttles and everything else is put together here on a bench and completed for the technicians. Over here we have the tailpot, fan, and motor shroud. Over here the frame is etched with the VIN number. This is all tied into DMV, so we can pull down the right VIN number to load onto it. It's etched into the bike. It's given its birth certificate there. Chain guided swing arms are done here, and the motors and motor timing assemblies are done over here. And finally, last but not least, the brakes are bled and checked and made sure that they work. So these are all these components. Once they're done, they're loaded onto these carts. Each cart contains a complete assembly for 2 bikes, and then when it's done and checked off on, it's brought into here, and the bike's assembled. So we have 8 different stations in here with 8 different technicians working at each station, and they get their things and they build their 2 bikes each day.
Okay.
This is scalable up to about 4,000 to 5,000 units. This way we can get out of this facility
per year.
Per year.
Per year. Got it. Okay.
Which hopefully we'll get there soon. And once we do, we will, be very happy. But each station is, and right now it really allows us to check quality control. We can check performance. We can check all sorts of metrics through this system. And many manufacturers as prestigious Ducati are still using cell-based systems for their manufacturing. It just allows the mechanics to focus in on each guy build a bike. So
is there, the guys that work over here and put the parts together, do they then also at some point do a shift in here, or that's just strictly what they do?
It's pretty much division of labor. There's the regular floor guys here and the specialists over here. Now these guys here will rotate around to various stations in here. But once they fill out the carts and roll out here, these guys kind of specialize in just building out the bikes. We need to get a flow and an overall, some.
So did this system develop once you moved into this building, or did it begin to evolve on the other side?
We were never doing manufacturing here.
Okay.
This system was built in place and implemented in here as part of the overall design.
Right, got it.
So the bikes are manufactured. Here's some, you have the Zero MXs, the street legal MXs right here, new ones. We're doing some with special graphics packages now as additional incentive. We're at the end of the year where we have to do, with the older models that we're in the current model year, where we have to do some extra things to keep them moving.
Right.
And so that's typical in the industry. So we have this here, and then once the bikes are done here, normally we have cells in here. There'll be additional cells in here set up where the guys are working. And then the bike is taken from here into the dyno area there where it's dynoed. Every bike is dynoed before it's sent out. All the numbers are downloaded. We check for torque and horsepower and top speed and all the other ratings, the engine performance, the battery performance, everything, heat issues and everything in here. If it passes spec there, it's taken for a test ride. Each bike is ridden on the road before it's graded, and then finally it's taken and brought into here where...
I assume that's the dyno I hear running in there?
That's the dyno you hear running.
Okay.
And, right now, the warehouse is shut down here, but here's where the bikes are stored.
Okay.
In boxes like this when they're shipped out. They're shipped out almost completely fully assembled. All they have to do is bolt the handlebars on them when they take it out of the box.
Okay.
Right now, I think the guys are in there working on 2012 stuff.
Ah, okay.
So we can't go.
Can't go in there. Secret.
Top secret stuff.
So how many bikes have you guys produced up to this point then, roughly?
We produced probably right at, since the beginning of time, around 1,300 bikes.
1,300? Okay.
Yes, and we've retailed over 1,000
okay.
right now. So we're about 1,047 or so.
Okay.
And most of those bikes have just been in the last 2 years, you know. So, and this last year, the lion's share of the 2,000 have gone, or the 1,000 have gone in. So we're right on track with where we want to be. But now, as we build out our sales channel and as we get more and more dealers and as we improve the performance and range of the product, and as it becomes more and more interesting to the consumers, we expect that number to start growing.
Okay.
So that's kind of the manufacturing side of things.
Right.
So over here, I'll just take you on a quick tour. You know, this is where the rest of the operation. This is manufacturing and operations in here. This is all the buying, purchasing agents.
Right.
Everything that goes into supporting the factory over there is done out of manufacturing and ops. This is the marketing department.